What's going on, guys? It is Nate and Scott from Play Your Court, and today we're talking about racket head speed and unleashing the forehand for more forehand power.
That's right, guys. This video is for players of all skill levels, and if you're not inside the Play Your Court community, be sure and check it out for free. All right, guys, so in our previous video series on forehand power, we talked about the foundation, the three kind of basic things that you have to understand, the roadblocks you've got to get past to even begin to add power to your forehand. And now it's time for the exciting part where we unlock the power, right? This is the next level. This is the exciting stuff. If you're looking to really crank up that forehand, we're going to get to it today, yeah?
For sure. It's like cowbell, man. Got to have more power.
I just need more cowbell.
Spin. So where does power come from, guys? It is all about racket head acceleration, all right? And don't confuse this with swinging really hard, right? There's a reason that we don't see professional players looking like bodybuilders. It's not about exerting strength per se, but they understand the kinetic chain and about how to get the racket moving forward. So step one is, if you haven't done so, you need to practice these swings, all right? And allow that racket to move freely. Because the game is developed where there's lines, a lot of times what ends up happening is that we end up slowing down and guiding part of the strokes. We put the brakes on the shot. And just like when we're driving, you don't take a sharp turn by hitting the brakes. You need to accelerate through the turn. So as I get through contact, I want to be accelerating around that turn. You have to use the momentum that's being created. So you can do that with practice swings with your racket, but you can also create tools that assist with racket head acceleration. And Scott's going to show us that right now.
All right, guys, so for a quick fix here, you can just grab a plastic shopping bag, put it down over your racket where the handles are facing down, and just tape the bag off to create a seal around that airflow. So then when you swing the racket with the plastic bag on it, that wind resistance makes the racket feel heavier. This is obviously sort of a cheap, easy way to get this done. There is a better tool, insert tool, and it is called Super Speed tennis rackets, all right? So these guys actually put a weight, as you see right here, on the strings that creates that same effect without you having to duct tape a plastic bag to your racket. So the concept here of weight training when you're trying to train your racket head speed is very similar to the idea of wearing a weight vest when you run or when you work out. A marathon runner may train running wearing a weight vest just because they can feel that extra poundage as they're running, and then when they take it off, their normal baseline feels lighter. The same concept applies when you put a weight on your strings. This feels heavier, and as I work through some progressions with heavier weight on my racket and then I switch back to my normal racket, I'm going to be able to generate a lot more racket head speed as a result. So now that you've got all the tools that you need off the court to increase your racket head speed, Nate's going to show you a couple of drills to increase racket head speed on the court.
All right, here we're taking a look at some footage of training with Ryan Charles, Division I player out of George Mason, and we're working on swing volleys. So a lot of times people think the swing volleys is simply a tool to transition to the net, but taking the ball in the air is an amazing way to work on racket head speed. The key here is to make sure that you're allowing the racket to drop below your wrist and you're swinging under the ball as you accelerate up to the follow through. All right, so if you have a friend or you have a coach, this is something that you can put into your routine that will help with racket head speed. All right, so let's talk about what you need, or what a tool you can use while you're on court and maybe you're not practicing or have access to a coach. Scott's going to talk to us about that now.
All right, guys, so one trick you can use to kind of visualize more racket head speed is think about swinging through 3 balls. And I put this on the ground here. Imagine these balls are on a staircase. So this is the bottom step, going up 1 step, up 1 step. When you make contact, a lot of players will decelerate or break their wrist, and 2 terrible things happen. They lose a ton of power, and they'll also hit the ball short. So for more depth, and definitely for more power, when you make contact, think about accelerating through that first ball, accelerating through that second ball, picking up racket head speed even through that third ball, and making it all the way into your follow through. This will ensure that you don't decel, and it'll guarantee more forehand power.
All right, really good stuff with that 3-ball drill, working through extension. That's solid. Something else that you can do while you're on court is work on hitting the ball down the line. You know, a lot of times,
yeah, that'll help with that extension.
For sure. We're out playing. If I feel like I'm pulling across my body a little too much, pulling off the ball, not getting enough ball on the strings, hitting down the line will immediately help with that racket head acceleration.
That's right, guys. Racket head speed, make sure you work on it. Appreciate you watching the video. 2 cool things for you down in the comments section. We got a free forehand course for you. Check that out. And if you're not in our community, it makes us really sad. So try it for free. There's a link down there as well. We'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, guys. Take care. Ding, 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 ding.
Ba-ding, ding, 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 ding.